All right, folks, this is a new one to me, and I'm going to guess perhaps a new one to you as well. This comes to me from, it comes to me from my friend Guri, but this is made by HMC Knives, Jim Van de Velde. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, which I know I am, but you get what you get. Anyway, this is his Transient 3.2 model. A little bit of details about it. Brand new, basically. I'm filming in December of 2024. Kind of cool little pouches. Red Horse Knife Works used some pouches like this before with their logo on it and stuff too. So kind of a cool little pouch. So what do we got here? We have a crazy looking, kind of cool, kind of on the small side, flipper liner lock with a bunch of holes in it. The knife itself is pretty cool. It feels really good in my hand. You can choke up, sort of. It's not really a finger choil, but it's a big sharpening choil. It's on the lightweight side at 3.2 ounces because of all of these skeletonized holes on both sides. So I think that's cool that it's symmetrical from side to side. And then you've got the liner lock in there as well. All titanium, all blacked out titanium, which is super cool. A nice stonewash on the MagnaCut blade. So all in all, I think it looks pretty good. I don't know about the holes. We'll come back to that towards the end. I'll give you more of my opinion, but yeah, I don't know. They're pretty big and you can get your fingers in there pretty good. And I don't know. I'm not sold on the holes. Okay. So what do we got here? We got 4 3/8 closed, 7 5/8 overall with a 3.2 inch blade. 2.94 inch cutting edge, 0.016 behind the edge. Blade thickness is 0.143. It is MagnaCut blade steel, which I think is cool. What I really think is cool is that it doesn't say MagnaCut in big, huge letters on the side, like a lot of people like to do. And you don't see a lot. I don't see a lot of stonewashed MagnaCut like this. So I really do like the look of it. It runs on bearings. It is 1/2 inch overall thickness minus the clip. The clip is it's got some spring to it. The ramp could be a little bit better to go in and out of the pocket, but it works fine. Like I'm not really too upset about that. Now, a little bit about Jim. He is a CNC machinist for over a decade, lives in Erie, Pennsylvania. He's the husband and a father of 5. 5 kids is a lot of kids. And there's a picture on his website. They all look kind of young. So they're spaced together pretty tightly, it looks like. So I give him a lot of credit. I ended up with basically 2 only children because they're 10 years apart. My 2 boys. Yeah, I couldn't have done 5. That is for sure. Anyway, in 2022, he dove right into knife making full time. So he's been doing it full time for just a couple of years. Even if he's been in it, like, let's say 10 or 12 years as a machinist and whatnot, he's got a lot of things right here. The flipper tab is super comfortable and works really, really well. You can thumb it open if you really want to. I am not I need 3 different options and ways to open my knife. Just give me one and I'm good. But that's just me. So the elephant in the room for me are the holes. This hole in particular up front is a little too big for me because I can feel the blade. Now, it's not the sharp part of the blade. It's right in here. under my thumb, just where I normally would grab the knife to close it. I would prefer no holes for me. Now, he does make different models. There's some with just normal speed holes. This one's super skeletonized. So there are a lot of options to pick and choose from. And because he's a custom maker, you call him up and he will make your dreams a reality. So for me, personally, I don't like the holes. They're just too big. It's too easy to get my fudgy fingers in there, or to get something else stuck in there from my pocket maybe, or things like that. I am just not a fan. So functionally, it works great. I do like the knife itself, but I don't like the holes in this particular version. The versions with just speed holes or a flat slab of titanium, I would really like. This is the Kubi KB237, just to give you a size reference. The other one was the Spyderco Delica and a normal black Sharpie. So overall, I love that there's not really any branding. A little bit on the pocket clip. I'm okay with that. It's kind of a subdued in there, much like Spyderco does it. They have their logo in the clip, but it doesn't stand out. Now, if this was a different color or something like that, I would not like it on the clip. I like my clips just plain blank, not really that noticeable. I do love the stonewash on the blade, as I mentioned. This is kind of my preferred blade finish if I were to pick a knife. But the holes, yeah, it's too much for me. Which is okay. Big fat torques on the body screws, it looks like. It look like all 8s, maybe even a 10. I didn't check that. But I do like that he's not using little number 6s for the body screws like a lot of companies do. And it looks like to be the same size for the pocket clip as the body screws. Let me grab my bit set real quick, just because I'm talking about it. I can double check these. I'm going to say this is, what size is this one? This is a 10 right here. So the 10, oh no, it's bigger than a 10 for the pivots. Oh, and it's smaller than a 10 for the body screws. I should have checked that sooner. I just didn't realize it until I zoomed in. Oh. That's the 9. So it's got to be 8s for the body. Yeah, so it's 8 for the bodies. And is it a 15 for the pivot? No, it's bigger than that. Or no, this is the 15. So yeah, it's a T15 for the pivot. Double check that. Yeah, so it's a T15 for the pivots and a T8 for the body screws and probably the pocket clip. Just double check. Yes, and for the pocket clip. So I like the hardware he's using. It's pretty big on the pivot, but that works. It's okay. So there you go. A quick look at HMC Knives Transient 3.2 SLSK. Thanks, Guri, for sending this in. Let me know if this is a totally new brand and maker to you. Let me know down below. I would love to hear.